Namaste dear students. In our last class we have discussed up to MCQ 70. So today we are going to discuss from MCQ 71. In MCQ 71 it is given that the electron with the speed v and photon with the speed c both are having same de Broglie wavelength. So de Broglie wavelength of electron and photon is same. Proton and photon is same. So it is h upon mv. So energy of photon is equal to hc by lambda. So in place of lambda we can write h upon mv, and if you cancel h, so you can write mv into c, and kinetic energy of electron will be half mv square. So if you take ratio of kinetic energy and energy of photon, so it will be your v by 2c. So correct option is B. Then in MCQ 72 we are asked to find de Broglie wavelength and potential is given. So first of all, we know that de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h upon mv, and kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. So p is equal to under root 2 mk, right? And this is momentum. So we can write lambda is equal to h upon under root 2 mk. But k is equal to E into V. So if you substitute that value, so here we can, and by substituting all values you will get option, that is lambda is equal to 0.9 picometer. Then in question number 73, which of the following has the longest de Broglie wavelength? So since de Broglie wavelength is inversely proportional to mass, because lambda is equal to h upon mv. So as mass increases, de Broglie wavelength will decrease. So here mass of alpha mass of alpha is greater than mass of neutron and then mass of beta particle. So de Broglie wavelength will be corresponding to this, right? Then in question 74, electron with the de Broglie wavelength lambda falls on the target with X-ray tube. The cutoff wavelength of emitted X-ray. So here we are asked to find cutoff wavelength. So for that we can say let the mass of electron is m, so its kinetic energy will be half mv square, that we can write p square by 2m as we have discussed. So momentum will be under root 2 mk. So if you substitute in de Broglie wavelength, so it is h is equal to, lambda is equal to h upon 2 mk. Squaring both the sides, we can write in the form of a kinetic energy. If kinetic energy and energy of photon is same, so if you can compare these two, so you will get k is equal to h square upon 2m into lambda square. So E is equal to h square upon 2m into lambda square. So that if you compare with hc by lambda 0, so lambda 0 you can write as 2m into lambda square into c upon h, right? So that is option A. Then in 75, lambda p and lambda alpha p the wavelength of the photon and alpha particle with equal kinetic energy. So their kinetic energy is same. So first of all, for proton we can write mass of proton into kinetic energy of proton, and for alpha it is mass of alpha particle, kinetic energy of alpha particle. And first of all, mass of proton is mass of alpha particle is 4 times mass of proton, right? So that if you use here, so and if you cancel these energies, because both are having same wavelength, right, and equal kinetic energy, wavelengths are different. So if you substitute that, so you will get in the form of a 2. So lambda p is equal to lambda alpha by 2. Then in question number 76, which of the following figure represents the variation of a particle momentum associated with the de Broglie wavelength? This is very simple. Lambda is equal to 1 h upon p. So lambda varies by 1 by p. So graph will be d. Then in question number 77, the ratio of the wavelength of the proton and the deuteron accelerated through the same potential difference will be. Again, deuteron, mass of a deuteron is 2 times mass of proton. Remember that. So wavelength for proton and wavelength for deuteron we have taken, and so mass of proton and mass of deuteron we need to take. Charges will be same. So if you take ratio of lambda p upon lambda alpha, proton and deuteron, so by substituting all values you will get that ratio root 2. So lambda p by lambda d is equal to under root 2 by 1. Then in question 78, kinetic energy of the electron gets tripled. So it is 3 times. So we know that kinetic energy, lambda is inversely proportional to root kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is root 3 times. So kk will get cancelled. So it will be root 3. So lambda 2 is equal to lambda 1 by root 3. Correct option is C. Then in 79, lambda E, lambda P and lambda alpha are de Broglie wavelength of electron, proton and alpha particle accelerated by same potential. So here in formula lambda is equal to h upon under root 2m eV. So for proton, alpha and electron we can write in this form. So if you take ratio, so first of all mass of electron will be very small as compared to mass of proton. So we can say that wavelength of electron will be greatest, then for proton, and at last it will be for alpha particle. Then in question 80, the wavelength of a matter wave is independent of. So it will be independent of momentum. Why? Because it just depends on mass and velocity. In question 81, the mass of particle m decays into 2. Here there is a self decay, so momentum will be same, right? So if momentum is same, then wavelength will be same, because lambda is equal to h upon mv. Then in question 83, if m is the mass of a electron and e is the speed of a light, then the ratio of the wavelength of the photon of energy E to that of electron of same energy. So here wavelength of proton and electron we have taken, and their wavelength, that is h upon mv. So here we have written in that form. So by substituting its value hc by lambda, so that will get cancelled. So we can write directly 6 times under root 2m e upon e. So we can write under root 2m by e. So that is correct option is A. And in 84, it is given that if the proton and electron have the same de Broglie wavelength, then, so here de Broglie wavelength is same, so their momentum will be same. And in 85, de Broglie wavelength is given by, so first of all de Broglie wavelength lambda is equal to h upon p, so it is h upon under root 2mk, right? So by substituting all values you will get in the form of, we are given k h lambda m. So for proton and for photon we can get that ratio in the form of B. Then in 86, the de Broglie wavelength, here h cut is equal to h upon 2 pi. this you will have to remember, students. Till now you have not studied that. H cut is actually, it is h by 2 pi. It is read as h cut. So h is equal to 2 pi into h cut. So momentum is equal to h by lambda. So it is 2 pi by lambda into h cut. So correct option is A. Then in next question 87, the linear momentum of electron initially at rest accelerated through the same potential difference of 100 volt is. So here P is equal to under root 2 mk, but it is K can be written as Q into V, and by substituting all values you will get option C. In 88, de Broglie wavelength of mass 120 gram moving with the speed 20 meter. This is simple. Lambda is equal to h upon mv. So directly you can substitute values and you will get in this form. Then in next question, question number 90. If K is the kinetic energy and m is the mass of moving particle, then the de Broglie wavelength. So this is also simple. Here lambda is equal to h upon mv, so h upon under 2 mk. So directly we can say this is theoretical question. Then in 91, the de Broglie wavelength lambda of the electron accelerated through the potential V is. So again here lambda is equal to h upon under root 2m into k. In place of k you can write q into v, and by substituting all values you will get in this form. This was also there in theory. Then in 92, if the particle is listed below, all have the same kinetic energy, which one would possess the shortest de Broglie wavelength? So again here de Broglie wavelength is equal to h upon under root 2 mk. So it is inversely proportional to under root of mass. So the substance which is having least mass will be having greatest de Broglie wavelength. Then in 93, the energy that should be added to an electron to reduce its de Broglie wavelength from 1 nanometer to 0.5 nanometer. So here it is initially 1 nanometer, then it is 0.5 nanometer, means half. So lambda 1 upon lambda 2 is equal to under root e1 by e2, under root e2 by e1, and by substituting its value you will get e2 by e1 is equal to 4. But here we are asked to find change. So it is 4 times minus initial, so it will be 3 times. So change will be 3 times. Then in next question, in 95, the de Broglie wavelength and kinetic energy of the particle is given. If its kinetic energy becomes 1 MeV, then its de Broglie wavelength becomes. So here de Broglie wavelength is inversely proportional to the under root k. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 is equal to under root k2 by k1, and by substituting its value you will get correct answer. Then in 96, lambda is equal to h upon p. So it is h upon under root 2 mk. So thermal kinetic energy will be 3 by 2 kb into T. So if you substitute this value in place of kinetic energy according to question, it will be in this form. But here also it will depend on mass. So again, mass of hydrogen is less than helium, then nitrogen, then oxygen. So wavelength will be greatest for hydrogen. Why? Because mass is least one. Then in 97, what is the de Broglie wavelength of the electron with the kinetic energy? So this is simple. So in this formula I will have to substitute value. In 98, if the mass of microscopic particle as well as its speed are halved, so again de Broglie wavelength, speed is halved and mass is also halved, so it will be 1 by 4. Then in question 99, in Thomson's experiment confirmed that existence of matter waves by the phenomenon of, here that is due to diffraction, and crystal diffraction experiment can be performed in 100th question. So for electron it is p square, kinetic energy will be p square by 2m. So p is h by lambda, and 2 times mass of electron. So by substituting all values and taking ratio for electron and X-rays, you will get in this form. So that will be around 0.012, right? So energy of X-rays will be greater than electron. So now, dear students, in MCQs of module, you will have to solve first 30 MCQs. So that we will be discussing in our next class, right? Thank you everyone.